5. They originally gave him 4 on the scoreboard. 2nd and 5 from the 39. Harricle pitches the ball back. And carrying the football, Bill Buse. I thought for a moment he might lose it. A penalty flag is thrown, so we'll hold everything. Nick Guida is there to make the tackle. The gain was up into Parkland territory to the 49-yard line. But we have to wait and see as we'll keep our eye on Jim Haney. It's a hold against Northampton, and that one hurts.
That penalty will negate a very, very good run. A little bit of speed, a little bit of power, a little bit of willpower as well. But it's all going to come back.
I think, Dick, that Buse will get credit for a 2-yard run. And I believe that's the point of the foul. So give Buse 2.
You have holding on the offense.
And then mark off 10.
10-yard penalty, spotted a flag. Replay 2nd down.
So 2 penalties, 15 yards. And Dick, see if we can pick it up here.
Boy, it is great individual effort. Might have gone for the ball there, and he did that. Hey, that's 3 efforts. Hit twice and still going.
And Dick, the worst thing you want to do to your young quarterback is put him in these kinds of situations. Now they've got 2nd. It's not so long as it's back to the 31. It'll be 2nd and 13 when we come back. And what a fast first quarter of football, and a very interesting one. It's Northampton 7, Parkland nothing. Stay with us.
Fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, featuring GE washers and dryers, GE dishwashers, GE microwaves, GE ranges, GE refrigerators. Plus, Kleckner's features free delivery, backed by their own factory-trained service department. Hurry in for best selection. Make us your last stop and see the savings on new GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
The news is filled with reports on crime every day. Have you ever thought of doing something about it? Why wait? Call 888-806-0808. Allentown Business School in Allentown, Pennsylvania offers a diploma in criminal justice. Prepare for a career as a state or local police officer, probation or corrections officer, or private investigator. Job placement assistance is available. For information on a career in high demand, call Allentown Business School toll-free at 888-806-0808. Call now.
We are back, as we always have, Kraus Dodge Trivia. And Kraus Dodge, located on Route 309 in Schnecksville. They offer sales, service, parts, body shop work, and the best deals on new and certified pre-owned cars. And I'm going to have to look at that play on replay. I'm reading here. We'll get to the trivia question in a moment.
Quarterback Josh Harricle.
They never switched sides for the timeout. I don't think that's going to be a... They're going to say that was the last play. I have to see the play again just to see what happened.
Maybe it is Halloween, Gary.
They're just marking off to end the quarter. Let's take a look at the play. I didn't call it because I was reading. That's Harricle.
Harricle off the fake inside handoff, keeps himself. A little bit of dodging and a little bit of first down.
So Harricle from the 31-yard line moves it up to the 48-yard line. So he'll pick up 17 yards. And now let's try to do the trivia question at the end of the period. 1st and 10 for Northampton when we start the second quarter. Northampton's District 11 appearance last year was only the 2nd in school history. What year marked their only other appearance? And I'm sure we've got plenty of die-hard Northampton fans that will remember that. From the 48-yard line, Josh Harricle with a very nice fake and up the gut. Harricle 3 carries now, 17 yards. 1st and 10.
Spread that D.
And the handoff right up the middle. Some positive yardage on the play. Ball carried by Buse. Guida again. Gain of a yard.
You can't start the second quarter with 11:52 on the clock,
Yeah,
so just put it back to 12.
Something was strange there. The clock did wind down. Then the clock ran for the start of the second quarter. Don't know what all that was about. 2nd and 9 from the 47. Harrico back. Good protection. Fires. And it's going to be almost picked off. It was intended for Seth Mull, and coverage supplied by Ryan Schmidt.
He's going to take a 3-step drop, Gary. He wants to hit the slant coming across the middle. He had a wide man running a straight, but it just a little too much time for the potential receiver to clear.
Dick, we talked a little bit how Josh had struggled throwing the ball, but boy, it has not kept them from throwing. They are 3 for 5 for 83 yards and a touchdown. And Tico told me, I've got a good athlete here who throws the ball well. Maybe it's the glove. 3rd and 9. All kinds of bodies running around. Mull ends up with it, but he's not going to go anywhere. And in fact, it appears as if he lost a yard. Ryan Kuiper was not fooled that time. And the loss, well, no gain at all. We'll say no gain.
The double reverse once again. The good news here for Northampton is this could have been a 5-yard loss.
So Northampton will punt for the second time. McCandless back to do it. Tyler is a 5'10", 165-pound senior. This one away from Ben Avage. And it will be down by Northampton's Ryan Wilson. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line, and that will be a 23-yard punt.
Parkland stunned by that long scoring pass play. I don't think, with the numbers that I'm sure their coaches are aware of, that they would try to make it up all at once.
They got some big plays in the Glen Mills game, Dick, with some trickery. Spencer Wildonger.
Off turnovers.
Throwing a
flanker
pass. There you see Quilling. Turn around, hand the ball off. Cutting it to the outside, another new ball carrier. That's Eric Rueda. Rueda is tackled by Jim Zuber. And boy, Dick, they just keep pounding fresh legs at you. That gain up to the 30 is a gain of 6 for Rueda.
Five members of the Parkland backfield core have carried the ball so far here, and we're very early in the second quarter.
Rueda's first carry of the game. And the handoff up the gut from the 30-yard line. Ryan Kuiper is the ball carrier. Bottom of the pile. It looked like 72 Chris Hall in there to make the tackle. Out over the 30 to the 31 is a gain of 1.
So far, both defensive lines have done a bang-up job of containing tackle to tackle.
Well, here's another big 3rd down play for the Trojans. 3rd and 3 from the 31. Turn around, hand it off. He's not going to get it. Oh, my. What a stick. Rueda, the ball carrier, and Joey Eckloff, Dick, got a takedown.
A hit in the backfield. That one is never going to work from that point on. Boy, Northampton was ready for that. Looks like they stunned right into this hole, Gary.
Loss of a yard on the play.
Good job of slowing him up. Good job of putting him down.
Parkland's going to have to punt for the 3rd time. Quilling back to punt it away. As we have a delay down there. Standing back on his 16-yard line is Quilling. And it's a bad one. He shanked it off the side of his foot. And Dick, that's not going to cover much territory at all. We'll see where the officials mark it. It looks like they're going to put it at around the 47 or 48 yard line. Looks like the 47. That's a 23-yard punt. No, wait, that's the wrong 47. That's a 17-yard punt.
And of course, it sets the kids up with excellent field position after another defensive stand.
Dick Parkland, 3 possessions, 2 of them 1, 2, 3 and out. And the other one, they got 1 first down and then 1, 2, 3 and out.
41, Victor Gonzalez has entered the Concrete Kid backfield. He's another undersized, 165-pound underclass, a junior.
1st and 10 Kids. And the pitch comes back to number 41, Gonzalez. He has the corner. Anytime you get the corner, you usually get around 5 yards. Guida again in on the tackle. Guida seems to be in on every tackle to the 41, and that's a gain of 6.
And we saw why he is in there, Gary. Good speed. Here's the speed to the outside, stretches the corner, makes nice yardage.
2nd and 4, 8:20 to go in the first half. Klein in motion. Handoff right up the gut. Bill Buse. Boy, give some credit up front to Dockett and Opplinger and Weiler and Hall and Morano. They're throwing some good blocks. Fedorovitz and Benavich in on the tackle, but not till they get to the 34. A gain of 7. First down, number 5 for Northampton.
Another good call. Some inside running on a 2nd and mediocre yardage. So really you have 2 downs, to play with. So they go to the inside, carry out their fakes, make good yardage, good blocking.
You know, we talk about how small they are. Buse isn't small. 6'1", 220 pounds. He's a sophomore. 1st and 10. Harricle on the option. And he gets good blocking downfield. Oh, man, did that line move out and give him the corner? Travis Dockett was there to push people away. Ryan Schmidt there to make the tackle. We're going to take a look. Watch how these guys right here do a lot of this and allow that corner to just be, look at it, stop it. Everybody is on everybody, Dick, and that gives you the chance to do that.
Yeah, when you can take away the having to option series and just make it a quarterback sweep, you know that the guys up front are sealing well.
Gain of 14 for Harricle. First down, number 6, down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Kids. Hand it off to Buse. No, Harricle with a great fake. Oh, what a block by Klein. Down inside the 10. They'll mark it at about the 10. We got to look at this one on the leopard straighter. Ryan Schmidt on the tackle. Wait till you see the block by 21. Great fake here. Look, I'll stop it right here. Everybody went with that fake. Wait till you see this block. Oh, that block was on Fedorovitz. Ball at the 10-yard line. They'll measure to see whether he got the 10 yards.
Sometimes, Gary, it's not only the running that does it. That was a great dive fake. He took 2 Parkland defenders with him on that dive, and he really came up and waltzed around the corner, then got another good block and was able to make yardage.
Boy, Klein came back and threw a monster block on Fedorovitz. We can only give him credit for a 9-yard gain, as they will be just shy of the first down. So 9 yards for Harricle. Harricle now 40 yards on 6 carries. Make it 5 carries.
And this doesn't necessarily mean that Northampton's better than or as good as Glen Mills, Gary. It's the fact that they are respecting the passing game, because they put 10 men up in a box and he'll throw somewhere.
Boy, are they executing, Dick.
Absolutely.
Wow. First and we'll make it 2nd and inches. You can call just about anything in this situation. The lone setback is Buse. Jimmy Haney puts it in play, and here we go. They stay safe, and Buse bounces off a couple of tacklers, bounces down to the 6-yard line, picks up 4 yards, and he has himself a first down.
Exactly what you want your fullback to do inside, Gary. This is a 1-yard run. but his power, his strength, allow it to become a 4-yard run inside in the heart of a defense.
Down to the 6, first and goal to go for the Kids. Harricle, he'll run the option. Cut up inside, he'll get 2. He'll get down to the 4-yard line. Tackled on the play by Fedorovitz. And did I see a flag come?
You did, all after everything is over. Might be unsportsmanlike.
It's going to be a half the distance. Give him 2 yards on the carry. So Harricle picks up 2. And then they'll tack on another 2.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty against the gray team. Second down.
So it'll bring up second down, and here you'll see the extracurricular right there. Little shoving, little pushing, little frustration, I would think, Dick. That was
Absolutely.
Danny Marks that came in and did the pushing. I thought an unsportsmanlike was a automatic first down, but I guess I was wrong. Second and goal to go from the 2. Buse, he got nailed. Fumble on the play. They'll say it was not a fumble. Dick, that was Brendan Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher, and he showed a little muscle.
Gallagher is 6'2", 220 senior. He's been injured this year. Well, he's coming back with a vengeance.
No gain.
Might come back with that option again, Gary.
Third and goal to go. This is a huge couple of plays here, Richard. They get up 14-zip with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the... Oh, fumble. Harricle picks it up, and he'll just get back. Now a fumble again. I don't think they called the second one, as falling on it anyway was Chris Hall. Nick Guida made that initial hit to cause the fumble. No gain on the play.
This is the option, by the way. Dive fake, he gets too close to him.
So Harricle, no yards. Fourth and goal to go from the 2. Tico taking a long time with his quarterback, Harricle. They're not kicking any field goal here, Dick.
Well, you know, even if it doesn't go in, they said we have them pinned down and we're playing shutout ball for the first 17 minutes, 19 minutes.
I kicked the field goal.
No, you won't put points on the board.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either.
And now they're going to get a delay of game.
Now they'll put points on the board, or go for the points.
Dead ball. Delay game against the offense. 5-yard penalty,
That should
fourth
change
down.
their mind. Here comes McCandless.
You know, you sort of saw that one coming, guy. It took an awful long time.
Thought they might think about a timeout. I don't think the official ever put his hand up. I'm not sure whether he did or not. In fact,
The
that's
back
what,
judge.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. I saw him
All
raise
right.
it, yeah.
Then that's why Harricle's getting yelled at a little bit. This will be a 24-yard field goal. Holding is Zuber. It's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:49 on the clock. The 24-yarder by McCandless is good. And Northampton stretches their lead to 10 as they lead this one by a 10-0 score. Come on back.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free, fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
The news is filled with reports on crime every day. Have you ever thought of doing something about it? Why wait? Call 888-806-0808. Allentown Business School in Allentown, Pennsylvania offers a diploma in criminal justice. Prepare for a career as a state or local police officer, probation or corrections officer, or private investigator. Job placement assistance is available. For information on a career in high demand, call Allentown Business School toll-free at 888-806-0808. Call now.
Well, by now, you should have had an opportunity to think about Northampton's last District 11 appearance other than last year, which was only their second in school history. What year was it? If you guessed 1989, give yourself a pat in the back. Dick, that drive, 47 yards. They did it in 9 plays. The previous drive for the touchdown was 86 yards in 6 plays.
And this was time consuming, Gary. They took, what, 7 minutes, 11 seconds, plus a few left over from the first quarter.
We don't keep time of possession, but it's been almost all Northampton.
It was 12.
Dick, Northampton's run 28 plays to 15 for Parkland. It'll be McCandless to kick it off. Riddick, Benavich are deep to receive it. They're standing at about the 12-yard line. He wouldn't try an onside kick now, would he? It's low. It'll bounce. And it comes up to Ryan Rother. And Rother avoids one tackler and then spins up, and Parkland's going to have good field position. Rother will go down at about the 39-yard line. Chris Williams is there to make the tackle. 1st and 10 for Parkland from the 39, and they've got 4:42 to work with and all their timeouts.
Able to establish that good field position with a shaking of the tackler. After that, didn't pan out for the kids. He got about 9 more yards.
I'll tell you one thing Tico's doing for us. He's perhaps going to keep people from turning on that NFL game tonight for a while. 10-0 Parkland deficit is not what I'm sure people expected at this time. Carrying the football is Guida. And Guida will get hit by Ryan Wilson. He'll get hit by Josh Harrickle. And he also got hit by number 34, Chris Williams.
Now, you know, you're looking at the Parkland attack, Gary, certainly ground oriented. And they're strong enough and deep enough, they think, to be able to just run this and easily make up a 10-point difference, 1.5 scores.
Total yardage, Parkland, 32 yards. Total yardage, Northampton, 164. Quilling, rolling, looking, firing. He's got a man wide open. Dropping the ball to Palumbo, and Jake Palumbo will get down inside the 20. That's what Parkland needed. That's a shot in the arm. Josh Harrickle is there to make the tackle. The gain down to the 19-yard line is a gain of 39 yards.
That's just a great Molosky call. Instead of pounding, they're going to go deep, and deep they do, wide open. Must have been blown coverage. He was really open.
Dick, that's only their first down since the first time they had the football. 1st and 10 from the 19. Give the ball up to Gut. Guida, the ball carrier, hit by Chris Williams. And Eckloff, they'll mark it at the 15, which is a gain of 4, make it 5. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Tico Johnson was very proud of his trench people. And even that time, you know, if Parkland is on a roll now, they still straightened the tackler up with some good hit.
Give the ball to the deep back, trying to cut it to the outside. Good pursuit by the Northampton D. That was Benavich. Tackled by Chris Hall with some help from 25, Rick Kresley.
Forced the play to go parallel, and then Benavich just ran along with it and made a good ankle stop.
Defenses like Dick when you run parallel.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a penalty on the play. No,
There's no flag on the play. There's no flag on the play.
There is a gain of a yard. So Benavich will get a yard on the carry to the 13. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. 3 minutes to go in the first half. That long completion, huge for Parkland. They had not been able to do anything. Here comes the blitz. They're going to throw a quick one out here. Oh, good defensive play. Jake Palumbo makes the catch, but Josh Harricle catches Palumbo.
Now that's that pick screen, Gary. They started wide. I think the ball was thrown a little bit too early. Not letting the pulling tackle get out there in time.
There's a loss of a yard on this completed pass. Great job by Harricle.
Well, it's great individual effort. Beat the blocker and make the stop.
So, Dick, now Parkland looks at a 4th and 5. They'll put Benavich in the backfield. And Quilling looks over the defense. Huge play. Quilling back. Quilling under fire. Fires, it's incomplete. Northampton takes over on downs. Zuber with the good coverage.
Boy, somebody came from the corner, Gary. Not sure. I'm going to try and pick that number.
It was Eckloff, Dick.
Was it?
Here he comes.
And that pass had to be thrown earlier than they wanted it to be thrown.
2 minutes to go. First half. Northampton up by 10. 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line.
Well, you're absolutely right. It was Joey Eckloff. Number 9 from his outside linebacker position. Really blew in there.
Josh is going to call a timeout here as Harricle, little bit of confusion. Second timeout by Northampton. They're up 10-0. Don't go anywhere.
They say that nothing lasts forever, but durable, long-lasting Rainer garage doors from ABE Doors and Windows put this cliche to the test. They're made from the highest quality materials and are actually guaranteed to last as long as you own your home. In fact, the only thing as reliable as Rainer is the company who installs it. To find out more about worry-free Rainer garage doors, call the ABE Doors and Windows man in Allentown. Because quality doesn't cost, it pays.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
We are back. Monday Night Football on RCN4. Exclusive coverage of tonight's ball game. And no, Kathy Nealon has the graphic correct. It's Northampton 10 and Parkland nothing. You know, everybody saw a lot of positive signs last week, but it was kind of a week and a few days ago, Dick, when they played Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg, everybody knows, is a good football team, and they played them tough. 1st and 10. Pitched the ball out to Buse, and he made good positive yardage out of a play that didn't look like he was going to get anything.
Yeah, exact, Gary. He made something out of nothing. That play wasn't even there. In fact, he stuttered and almost stopped till he made his cut. Again, good heads on the shoulders of some of these young people, and that's just good judgment play. Just as Harricle has shown great judgment on that option play. I don't think he's pitched yet.
He got 5 yards, and you're right. And Harricle's had some of the longer runs in the ball game. 2nd and 5 from the 19. That tackle again was by Guida. And again, they go right up the gut. They're not interested right now in anything but keeping that clock running. Buse is the ball carrier, but Parkland has 3 timeouts left, and I would think they might consider using them, and they will indeed use one here. Tackle on the play by Gallagher and George Yotto. Gain of 1. Nope, no gain at all. They move the ball back.
That was Brendan Gallagher. Put down on that one. We said he injured earlier in the year.
And he's hurting right now. Boy, that would be a huge loss. Parkland has already suffered some huge losses. Dick, he had a shoulder injury the first game. He did not play against Cumberland Valley.
And that's what appears to be little Ginger Gary.
Mahalik out with a stress fracture in his back. He has yet to play it down. Morgan Thomas was out through almost the entire two-a-days.
Hager.
And, yeah, Hager also. The ball's on the 19-yard line, 3rd and 5. And we're getting attacked by mosquitoes. Here comes Klein. Klein looking for some running room. He's going to get a first down. Devin Klein with good blocking again out in front of him. Can't say enough about Morano, Hall, Weiler, Opplinger, and Dockett. What a job, Owen Thomas on the tackle.
Good lead, good blocking on the lead, and good body movement to pick it up.
Gain of 8.
First down and 10 at the Concrete Kid 27-yard line.
Inside of a minute. And now Parkland not inclined to stop the clock. This will be the old regroup in the locker room, huh?
Going from the gun.
Harrick go back. Oh, he dropped the ball. Well, so much for the glove. Ball slipped right out of his hand. And that'll be an incomplete pass.
Right in the middle of that, Gary, I saw the largest penalty flag I ever saw in my life. I looked over, and here was the flag twirlers on the side. Look at that yellow thing going up in the air over there.
Dick, I was looking for the longest pass I've seen in my life. Look at it. Boom. It just slipped. I'm not even sure that's a forward pass. I guess they're going to call it an incomplete, but it really slipped out of his hand going backwards. 2nd and 10. It must have been a forward pass because they stopped the clock. Dropping the ball out here in the flat to Midic. Midic will get knocked out of bounds at the 30. Another look, Dick. Gain of 3.
Throw, good safe call right here. If he's covered, throw it out of bounds. 33 seconds, able to stop the clock by getting out.
So a 3-yard gain on the pass play to Midic. Clock stops on the tackle by Guida. And we're looking at a 3rd and 7 from the 30. And they'll have Harrick will keep it. Another good hole. Ooh, without that tackle, Dick, he maybe goes.
He gets by that ankle shot.
By Guida.
Woo.
Let's take another look out. Watch what happens here. They're going to fake the ball here and then just swing right around with your quarterback.
Look at that pull block.
All right, stop it right here.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this hole right here, and there's not another Parkland player. But there's Guida.
Great pull block.
Gain of 5. It could have been 70. Wow, imagine if he breaks that one, Dick.
I'm trying to give credit here, Gary. I'm going to say Chris Hall or Frank Morano. It did come from the interior on the right.
So far, you could give any of those names, including Gabrilik, the tight end.
Well, he's steady. Veteran. Been here before. Good athlete, good head.
Dockett, big kid, 250. Morano, big kid, 250. Opplinger, 240. Hall, 220. And what's that center Weiler doing in there? 210. Doing a good job is what he's doing. They're going to punt it away on a 4th and 2. They punt it away from the receiver, Benavich, but he does pick it up at the 35, and he'll get some positive yardage, 13 seconds on the clock. That's a 30-yard punt. And tackled by Ryan Wilson and also Midic.
Okay, one play. You want to take a knee? You want to go back and regroup? I would not think so.
I would think you'd want
to.
Put
it up for grabs.
Yeah, how about it? Something positive before you go into the locker room. Ball on the 42-yard line.
They do have that flanker pass, don't forget.
I would think Northampton's well aware of it.
Yeah, Northampton with a 3 deep.
Here comes the rush. And guess who? That's number 9, Eckloff again.
He's coming off that corner naked to that outside linebacker. And even if Cooling does want to set up for a bomb, he's not going to have the time.
And when we're talking big people, Joey Eckloff is not one of them. 5'9", 165 pounds. But do you think there's anybody tougher out there in the field?
I was going to say he's big where it counts, Gary, on the field and on the mat.
2nd and 10. Should be the final play. 9 seconds to go. Quilling, they'll run a draw. And they'll get some yardage on the play. Carried by Benavich. Chris Hall the first to wrap him up. The gain will be to the 47-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5 for Benavich. And a timeout called by Parkland with 1 second on the clock. Now it might be Hail Mary time.
Yeah, that famous prevent defense, Gary, a 110. They drop it in front of you.
Dick, we have not noticed a real breakaway runner for Parkland so far this year. You get the feeling that Guida may be the guy.
Or Riddick.
Or Benavich.
They thought that Riddick would give them that corner game. I believe 21 carries against Susquehanna Township.
1 second. 10-0 Northampton.
Here's your prevent. Get a good look at that D.
I think they added a second.
Jimmy Haney playing with numbers. That's impossible.
They must have figured that there was a homer clock, and they must have run down a second they shouldn't have. There's Tico. He's a rather formidable force himself.
He's different.
The last play. Right up the gut. They'll run it. That will be the end. The ball carrier is Guida. Paul makes the tackle. They got it to the 45, a gain of 7. Ryan Wilson makes the tackle, and we will call timeout. Halftime score, Northampton 10, Parkland nothing. We'll put the numbers together. The Northampton Marching Band when we come back.
When a customer buys their first new car from Scott Chevrolet, it's usually for the great price and selection.
When they come back, it's because we did everything right the first time, both in sales and service.
And no dealer in the Valley has higher customer loyalty than Scott. Choose from over 350 Chevrolets in stock, Impalas, Cavaliers, and our excellent selection of trucks.
One visit, and it's easy to see
what's made us #1 for over 30 years. Scott Chevrolet on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
Monday Night Football on RCN4. The Northampton Marching Band is taking the field. It has been a night of surprises so far. Northampton 10, Parkland nothing. Northampton has dominated in the stats. We'll get to those a little bit later on. Right now, we turn our attention down on the field where the orange and black of the Northampton Area High School Marching Band, under the direction of Jeff Lancer, presents their 2004 show. Let's listen and watch. The Northampton High School Marching Band. We will be back with stats. We'll be back with an interesting report from Wilson High School in a game that we weren't able to do. We were supposed to do on Saturday. And we'll be back, of course, with some highlights and stats and all that stuff. We'll stay with us.
There comes a time in an athlete's career when he knows he's at his best. It's that moment when victory is at hand, and he feels invincible. The level of the game is irrelevant. What matters most is the feeling, and it usually comes inside a Russell Athletic jersey. Bethlehem Sporting Goods and Russell Athletic are a part of nearly every triumphant moment throughout the Lehigh Valley. Choose Russell Athletic and Bethlehem Sporting Goods. The winning tradition starts with us.
From business and life insurance to car and property, we have the policy that will work for you for less. You're more than a customer at D.E. Cressman Insurance Agency because we really care. When you decide to use our services, you become a member of a growing family. We are a full-line agency at D.E. Cressman Insurance and welcome the opportunity to quote your auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. So don't get bugged about your insurance rates because we are here for whatever your need may be. We've got you covered. Give us a call at 610-433-1568 or visit our website.
Everything is still the same at ABE Car Care Centers. Cliff Quinn Sr. and Jim Coombe may have retired, but they're still around making sure things are right. Same quality workmanship, same superior service. For brakes, mufflers, tune-ups, and inspections, ABE Car Care Center does it all.
The original is always the best. Cliff Quinn Jr. and his crew are no dumb bunnies. These guys are really good.
New management, but everything is still the same. Car Care Plus, only at ABE Car Care Centers.
At the Scott Lot, we have one of the Lehigh Valley's best used car inventories. This is because our inspectors handpick over 100 of the best cars and trucks. First, we put them through a rigorous and thorough inspection. Then, we sell them at the best possible price, usually hundreds below Blue Book. Short on time? Pick out your perfect car online at scottcars.com and drive away happy every time.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
The Scott Lot, minutes away on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
Kids, dinner. Remember when life was much simpler? It was easy to know who could be trusted to carpet your home.
Today, the choices are overwhelming. Make it simple. Make it Mohawk Color Center.
Celebrating 125 years of Mohawk commitment to floor covering quality, comfort, and style. Now protect your carpet against pet accidents, spills, and odors. Mohawk's new Forever Fresh, a collection of odor reader carpets, the ultimate in both stain and odor protection. Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
The real thing. Get it at Nazareth Music Center.
We are back. We welcome you back. An interesting night of football and an interesting afternoon of football. Wilson got up on Saucon Valley today by a 14-0 score. Late in the first half, only to have Saucon Valley come back and tie it. And then Wilson went up with a field goal, 17-14. And Saucon Valley roared back in the second half to win that game by a 28-17 score. However, in that ball game, a junior, Brad Walter, had 5 catches for Wilson for 191 yards. He set a new all-time record for Wilson High School. Had a couple of touchdowns, averaged 38 yards a catch. Brad Walter with a big game over at Smith Field on the campus of Wilson Area High School. This one has been just as interesting. Northampton 10, Parkland nothing. Dick, as we take a look at the first half stats, you'll see that they are dominated by Northampton.
Absolutely. All numbers, Gary, in all columns, except that punt, I guess, the punt column. But still, you're talking about no flukes here, no gimmies. I mean, this is legit. When you put them up there in the two big ones that the stats go by, the rushing yards and the passing yards, you will see a Northampton 2-1 dominance.
Dick, the longest run from scrimmage for Parkland, 7 yards. They did have a 39-yard pass play, so you take that play off of the passing yardage, and man, Northampton has played a great first half of football. Individually, The leading rusher in the ball game is quarterback Josh Harrickle with 47 yards on 8 carries. Buse has 19 on 8 carries. Devin Klein 24 on 4. And they've done a nice job of not using Klein, because I'm sure Parkland came in expecting to stop him. Harrickle 86 yards in the air, and Mull with 1 catch, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Parkland leading rusher 16 yards is Benavich, 5 carries, and Guida 21 yards on 7 carries. Palumbo 2 catches, 38 yards. All right, Dick, let's get through the highlights, and most of them will be Northampton highlights, obviously. And here's Devin Klein.
At that time on the reverse, put him in motion, give it to him the side, and he does get the corner.
Watch this
Come
touchdown.
back with the same fake. And there's simply the loft, and he is wide open. Actually split the defender. And enough juice left to get it into the end zone. Off a sequence. Picked up the blitz nicely.
Oh, look at that block. That was Klein with that block. Look at that hit. Look, Northampton, Dick, they did it on both sides of the ball.
Oh, that had to be Joey Eckloff destroying that timing.
Talk about throwing your body around. That play lost the yard.
That was your offensive guy.
That was
your
Harrickle.
quarterback.
Yeah.
That was the rush that forced a bad throw.
Well, that was Eckloff.
Eckloff again. Parkland's one lone bright spot.
Jake Palumbo. And, of course, Northampton got a field goal of 24 yards by Tyler McCandless. And the school has asked me to let the parents know of the Northampton students that this Thursday from 7 to 9 o'clock in the high school, they will have their annual college financial night. This Thursday, 7 to 9 at the high school, the annual college financial night at Northampton High. All right, Richard, in the locker room, I would think we probably had a rather animated Rob Miloski.
Yeah, he probably went after him, Gary, and probably wants to do it with some hard-nosed, tough football. You know, let's wear him down, wear him down, wear him down. The gimmicks, I don't think are there. Northampton's playing at 3 deep and taking a lot of the gimmicks away. One thing that Tico Johnson told us, Gary, and it was right before we left him, was about his line, his trench people, and how solid they have become. In fact, they said he said one of the best he's come across.
Dick, and I'm going to have to apologize. I came in here tonight thinking that if Northampton was going to have any kind of chance in this ball game, it would be smoke and mirrors. It has not been that at all. It has been great fundamental football, running the ball, throwing the ball, great play calling, and terrific defense. That's not smoke and mirrors. That's football fundamental.
Don't apologize, Gary, because you were in a vast majority. Because a lot of the concrete, you know, they bleed the concrete. They were saying, wow, how do we stop them? But stop them they have.
Parkland has undefeated Liberty on Friday night. And that ball game at Parkland. Northampton gets a little bit of a break, one extra day, as they'll play at Central Catholic on Saturday night. So not as much time to prepare this week as they had last week. And Rob Miloski made a good point. He said this schedule only bothers the adults. Says the kids would like to play they'd like to play 10 games in 20 days and end the season. Nobody is crazy about practice.
Like that at Easton Peaburg in a district game, what they do, 2 games in 3 days, and they loved every second of it.
And it was pretty good, darn good football. Tyler McCandless getting ready to kick it off. Dick, I don't know how many times we've said this in our 30 years together, but I would say this first possession by Parkland's pretty important.
And I want to see how they come at him, if they still think they can beat him with straight-up football.
Parkland has Benavich and Riddick deep to receive the kickoff. And the hand goes up for McCandless, and here we go. Let's play 2 more quarters. The kick comes short to Rother again. And again, Parkland will have good field position. Rother will get it up to the 43 or 44-yard line. John Wessner and Joey Eckloff in on the tackle. They'll mark it at the 44, 1st and 10, Trojans.
Again, anxious to see what they come out with here, Gary, offensively.
Northampton 35 plays to 24 in the first half. Quilling at quarterback.
And Riddick's at the tailback, huh?
And in motion is Wildonger. And it's Riddick. And he bursts through and then gets upended on a very hard tackle, I think by Zuber. Zuber got right down around his ankles and put him down.
That run typifies part of the halftime talk, Gary. Run, just run at him, and he does. Boy, no fake nothing here, no finesse.
Gain of 5.
Second down, 5.
Second and 5. From the 48. And another good smack by Northampton. Carrying the football is Eric Rueda. Rueda got hit very hard again by Justin Opplinger. Gain of 2.
That's good now, you know. You can play that Richie Snizak, you know, maybe he was in the locker room and run the tailback 46 straight times. But, you know, don't come up short on it.
Well, Dick, here we go. Another big play here early in this half. Although I get the feeling right now they may be in 4-down territory, even though it's at midfield. 3rd and 2. Was Northampton offsides, or were they drawn offsides? I think the kids this time may have been offsides.
And that was going to be a pass.
5-yard penalty will be a first down.
Went with a single back that time and a double wing.
I think it's Harrickle. Yep, he jumped off sides, Dick, at the top of your screen.
Yep. Interesting, Gary. Did not go to the smash mouth there. That would have been pass.
First down number 4 for Parkland. Moves the ball just inside the 45-yard line. Quilling back. There's that little shuffle pass. And a nice job by Harrickle to regain his footing. And there was a whole mess of people down there. Also in on the tackle is the number 10, Sid Gerger.
Very safe.
Eckloff, too.
Remember, it drops. It's simply an incompletion. Actually, could have been stopped for no gain.
So that's a pass play, 5 yards.
From the 40.
Go, 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 go!
Well, Quilling, looking, fire. That's going to be intercepted. Oh, he threw the ball right to Josh Harrickle, and Josh did not catch it.
I tell you, Eckloff was not frozen by the fake. Watch this. You're going to get a fake to Guida, but it doesn't even faze him. Oh.
Oh, is right. You won't get a more wide open field and catch made available to you as a cornerback. The scoreboard just went whack. And we just found out why. Somebody spilled a soda. A soda just spilled all over the scoreboard. I mean the board.
It's called a giant shake.
We have 9:24 on the clock. And it should be when we get back to the action, Dick. What, 2nd and 10?
Look at Jimmy.
Kathy, can we have that time again? 9:24 on the clock. And it's going to be 3rd and 5. 9:24. 9:24. We're just trying to help out. Dick, this has been a bit of a nightmare for Mike Schneider this whole weekend.
Several people said to me, you want to be somebody for a day, and I don't want to be Mike Schneider for the last 3 days. Look at him.
There you get a look at Mike scrambling around. And clock operator spilled a soda, and that put the kibosh. 9:24. And it's 3rd and 5, so we're trying to help out.
We will defend Paul Plattenberg. He was not the clock operator at the time.
So everything appears to be back to normal. 3rd and 5, the ball's on the 40-yard line. And Mike is pacing. This is like Monday Night Football, isn't it?
It is,
We're getting
I'm telling
shots in the booth, and there's some banging and hitting and telestrating and leopard strating. And 3rd and 5. I like Monday night. I think we should play more games on Monday night. Well, Parkland has had plenty of time to think about this one. And there's the soda cleanup crew.
Hey, watch the draw.
Huge play, 3rd and 5 from the 40. Turn around, hand the ball to Riddick. He got a lot of forward progress, but I don't think he got the first down. I think he picked up about 3, did Riddick. And he was hit on the play by Opplinger.
And as you so aptly put, definitely 4-down territory.
It was a gain of 3.
It still went forward.
This game will be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, but we don't expect you to go to the Eagles. That game will be on to 1 o'clock tonight. Plenty of time to catch the end of that ball game. 4th and 2. Fire, it's complete. That's a first down. That's a huge play by quarterback Willing.
Well, that's a great play. It's a good call, a little slant. Takes the defender out with his body and just put right on the numbers in the chest.
Harrickle makes the tackle. Palumbo makes the catch.
Boy, perfect slant.
7 yards. First down, number 5. From the 31-yard line. Back to throw. Clay's going down. Eklof. Joey Eklof all over quarterback Quilling.
I tell you, coming off that outside linebacker, Gary, he is a blur.
Loss of 3.
I think we'll get a good look at it here. Well, there's the end of it. Oh, he's coming in free.
The ball is at the Northampton 34.
2nd and 13. Quilling 5 for 10 for 52 yards. Turn around, hand it off. Running with the football is Rueda. And Northampton makes every running play a tough play for the running back.
Yeah, aptly put again, because he was stopped. Took a tough hit back there.
Williams, Cressley, and Gabrilik. Williams, Cressley, and Gabrilik on the tackle. A gain of 4 for Rueda. 3rd and 9 from the 30. Benavich in motion. Quilling back. Back, double fake. They'll drop the ball and it's dropped. David Stroll over the middle, the tight end, wide open in his belly, and it slipped right through his hands.
Well, you go with a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop, a 7-step drop. This time Quilling goes way back, and I tell you, it pays off. Gives him plenty of time.
Dick Quilling looked to his right, pump faked. He looked to his left, pump faked. He was going over the middle all the time. 4th and 9. Wide open Stroll. David has 1 catch on the year for a couple of yards. 4th and 9, huge play. Back, they're gonna go air it out for the touchdown. And it's caught, knocked up in the air. Great defense and great concentration by Palumbo. Harrickle knocks it up in the air and Palumbo makes the catch.
Palumbo's with it. Harrickle's with him stride for stride, Gary. It's the old fade pattern. Had it to the inside, but tipped it up. And I think the size mismatch helped quite a bit right there.
30-yard
Big
touchdown pass. Quilling to Palumbo. Palumbo's second touchdown of the year. Quilling's second touchdown pass. The extra point. The kick is up. And the kick by Andrew Kolar is good. 7:04 on the clock. Third period. And Parkland's on the board. Northampton 10, Parkland 7. Stay with us.
When it comes to hauling any kind of junk, nobody does it faster and cheaper than Mart's Disposal Service. We clean basements, attics, and garages at unbeatable prices. Mart's also does excavating, pool digging, and tree removal. Call us today. Now's the time to get rid of that junk you've been wanting to get rid of. You'll be happy with Mart's fast, reliable service at a price that can't be beat. Call Mart's and watch that old junk just disappear. Remember, nobody does it faster or cheaper than Mart's Disposal Service.
We are back. Jake Palumbo now, 4 catches for 75 yards. That drive, Dick, 56 yards in 10 plays. And, oh, this is going to make Josh Harrico a little sick.
Palumbo, with his size, and he's a big one, has more speed, I think, than he's given credit for. Versus Glenn Mills, 4 catches, 88 yards, including a 37-yard touchdown pass.
The Parkland Trojans right back in this ball game. They got what they needed, a score on their first possession. It's 10-7, 7:04 on the clock, and Northampton's going to get the ball for the first time in the second half. Straightaway kicker. That's Owen Thomas. He kicks the ball down to about the 8-yard line where Klein is trying to find some running room, and all he does is find a few Parkland boys. 31 Benavich and 82, I believe, Hill.
Second half began with pressure on Parkland. Must come out and put points on the board. Able to do it in about a 5-minute drive. Now the pressure on Northampton. Get out of the darkness of their own goal line and establish some drive of their own.
They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Their drive for a touchdown in the first half started at their 14-yard line. Harricle turns around. He'll keep the ball and pitch it right at the right moment, and they'll get good positive yardage. Carrying the football is Seth Mull. Mull tackled by Fedorovitz, and they'll get the ball up to the 18, a gain of 3.
There's the pitch man, and the trailing blocker guy, 1 step late. He doesn't want to block from beyond, or else that could have been a big gainer.
2nd and 7 from the 18-yard line. Harrico, he'll keep, he'll look, he'll tuck, and he'll get about 3 or 4 yards as he bangs over the 20. Hit on the play by Owen Thomas. Gain is to the 22, and that's a gain of 4.
Option to throw. Sees a little daylight, comes back, and there's the bang. Oh, what a play.
Harrico now with 51 yards rushing in 9 carries. He, I believe, the leading ball carrier in the game. And now Northampton faced with a big play. They say 3rd and 2. It's really 3rd and 3. And Harricle's gone down. Great defensive play by number 49, Brendan Gallagher. So, Dick, that little stinger he got in the first half has healed.
Yeah, a little stinger, a little burner. Sidelined him for a while, but here he just keys. Keys on the quarterback, Harrico. Did not fall for any motion or fake.
Loss of 9.
He just teed off. Parkland's going to have great field position.
They sure are. Here comes the punt. It's low and returnable. And they fight over a little bit. Riddick at the 45-yard line. Watch out, Riddick. And he'll get banged out of bounds, but a big return. Just a 32-yard punt that was low and allowed Riddick to get the ball quickly. Zuber on the tackle. Dick, there's no hang time.
Twin receivers back there. Yeah, this is just speed. Take it to the outside. Look for that white line and let it be your guide as you get great field position for the Trojans and golden opportunity to move ahead.
At the 17-yard line, that was a 28-yard return after a 32-yard punt. Net, not very good. 4 yards. Here comes the pitch. That's Riddick. Looking for a block. He got the block from Guida of Northampton with good pursuit. Coming up was 25 Kresley. And now Riddick is slow to get up.
Able to stretch it out extremely well.
There's Riddick looking for a block. And here comes Kresley. Gerger also kind of stuck his foot out there and tripped up Riddick. That may be what hurt him. He's okay, though. They'll mark it at the 14. That's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Leave the play for minimum. Leave the game for the minimum of 1 play.
Dick, watch the leg here of number 10, Gerger. Gerger, he's going to get blocked, and then he kind of whips his leg right there. He steps right on it.
Ooh.
And then kind of, because of that, Gerger's legs came up and might have kicked him. 2nd and 7 from the 14. Quick pitch, get it out here to Rueda. And he runs hard down to about the 5. Good tough run for Rueda. Harrickle in on the tackle. They will mark it at the 5. That's a gain of 9. First down, and it's 1st and goal to go.
Rueda only a sophomore.
They'll call it the 6, make it a gain of 8. From the 6, Guida carries. Just waiting for all the people to get off his leg is Danny Marks.
The tough yards, the fullback yards.
Guida to the 5-yard line, gain of 1. Clock running. You see it. 3:20. Oh my, what a stick again by Northampton, as that's Josh Harrickle. That's your quarterback making those hits.
He still sees visions of that interception opportunity. Oh, no one touched him.
Rueda again. And Dickie didn't get credit from the PA guy. They gave it to 2 other guys. Gain of 2. Down to the 3.
Parkland timeout.
They will call a timeout. And that'll give us time to talk to you about Decouz Auto Body Shop in North Catasauqua. A family-owned and operated business serving area residents since 1948. Decouz has 24-hour towing, free computerized estimates. Their shop has DuPont certified paint refinishers and a lifetime paint warranty policy. Frame and suspension repairs are done on all model cars, and now Decouz provides computerized alignments at their new Wheel Alignment Center at 1418 Howard Town Road in Northampton.
Tico Johnson stepped into that defensive huddle, Gary, and spread the message. Suck it up. 2 more plays.
3rd and 3. They've given every yard tonight grudgingly. There you get a look at a beautiful sight. 1/2 of the moon with 1/2 of football in the book. Is there the Sea of Tranquility there, Dick?
Oh, yes. Just off.
I thought it was up here in the booth.
Right in center.
Dick Tracy, Gary Laubach, Brian Ludroff. doing double duty tonight, doing spotting and stats for us. And doing a terrific job. 3rd and 3 from the 3. Give the ball to Guida. Guida, Northampton says they have the football. Oh, how big would this be? The officials say it's not a fumble. So how big is that? Wait, Jimmy Haney says it's a fumble. It's a fumble, turnover, first turnover of the ball game. Now let's see if we can find out who got the fumble.
I got Chris Gabrilik. Gary.
Let's look at it again. Dick's looking for number 86. Oh, that's definitely a fumble. Caused by Dick Eckloff.
I believe it was.
And you might be right about Gabrilik. No, yeah, he says, I got that ball. Chris Gabrilik on the Eckloff hit.
Gabrilik, a tight end, defensive end last year, bulked up, nose guard.
1st and 10 from the 2. Owen Thomas will make the tackle. Buse with the run. Gain of a yard.
Good call here, might be outside, Gary. If Parkland is bunching and if they're coming and looking for a safety.
2nd and 9 from the 3. First turnover of the ball game occurs at the 2-yard line. The Guida fumble on the hit by Eckloff. Well, you don't want to take any chances.
There it was.
Harrickle buried at the 5. Wow. What a hit by Fedorowicz. Fedorowicz just grabbed him and planted him at the 5-yard. Dick, we have seen some of the hardest hits in the last couple of years tonight.
Parkland showed blitz, backed off, and then came with it. And Harrickle, fortunately for his life, went to the right side, even though he took a good pounding there as he got beyond the line of scrimmage.
Boy, Coach, you're looking at 3rd and 7 now. You're on your own 5-yard line. You count on that offensive line to come up with something big. From the 5, they have to get to the 12. Harrickle back. He's going to lay one out here long. Stepping in. Oh, what a catch! Oh, my! Seth Moe with a spectacular grab over the defender.
Seth Moe, ironically, transferred in from Peaburg.
Watch him position himself, Dick.
Well, you know what? The defender had it measured, Gary. He's ready to pick it off. That was just a good move to the inside by Moe.
Ryan Schmidt, the defender, 24-yard gain. 1st and 10 Northampton. They get out from the shadows of their end zone. The ball on the 29. And right up the gut they go with Buse. Buse will get tackled by Gallagher and Guida and Copeland. Gain to the 33 is a gain of 4.
From the option series that time, did give it to the first man through. They're gonna let the clock run out.
214 yards of offense by Northampton, 155 by Parkland, and a very exciting 4th quarter of football. 12 more minutes. Stay with us. Northampton 10, Parkland 7. Look at this catch.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free, fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
The news is filled with reports on crime every day. Have you ever thought of doing something about it? Why wait? Call 888-806-0808. Allentown Business School in Allentown, Pennsylvania offers a diploma in criminal justice. Prepare for a career as a state or local police officer, probation or corrections officer, or private investigator. Job placement assistance is available. For information on a career in high demand, call Allentown Business School toll-free at 888-806-0808. Call now.
All the ingredients are there, aren't they? You get a look at the kids cheerleaders down here along the near sideline. Dick and I practiced those moves right before the ball game. I threw my back out and Dick's laid up.
Gary, you know that Mull reception, that's one of the best plays I've seen in many a year. Tell you why. It's usually the quarterback adjusts to his receivers. That time the receiver diverted from his pattern and adjusted beautifully when the DB says, I got it and I'm going the other way. That was a great play.
And Dick, I find it interesting, again, the evolution of the game of football. Defensive backs now keep their eye on the receiver more than they keep their eye on the ball. And in that case, it was Mull who saw the ball. The receiver did not quite see where the ball was, and Mull went and got it, or the defender, I mean.
He was running a fade pattern, and that's just go. Go, 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 and instead he just cut it off to the inside.
More football coming your way next weekend. As on Friday night, we will have for you Whitehall at Freedom. Bob, Dick, and Tony Coca to bring you that one. On Saturday, Lafayette at the University of Richmond, and then Alan Becca. So I'll be in Richmond this weekend, and Bob, Dick, and will take care of business along with Tony Coca. Alan Becca, 7 o'clock, even though it's a 1 o'clock game. Alan Becca at 7 o'clock on Saturday. We have soccer for you immediately after Friday night's football game. Parkland versus Easton Soccer. Guida makes the tackle.
You know what, that would have been a big play, Gary, extremely big. There was a block missed. That would have got him through the corner.
That was Harrickle, Dick, the ball carrier?
Yes.
Gain of 6.
Boy, they're using that option well.
From the 35, Harrickle with 50 yards on the ground now after he got that loss of 9 on the sack. Oh, what a nice play. Handed off to Buse, and Buse barrels upfield to the 45-yard line. A gain of 10, first down. Ryan Schmidt with the tackle. And again, Gabrillik, Dockett, Oplinger, Weiler, Hall, Morano.
20 years ago, they called this sequential football. You get to a series, and you run a sequence of plays from it. The option was the first part, which there was no option, he simply kept. Here, give it to the first man, the dive man. They're staying in sequence, look for the fake and pitch.
Gain of 11 from the 44-yard line. This time Harrickle fakes it, and he twists and turns and runs and twists and turns and gets into Parkland territory to the 48-yard line. He'll pick up 6 yards. They'll look at a 2nd and 4. He was hit by about 4 people. Kuiper finally put him down.
There's the fake. Now he simply runs the daylight. I'll tell you, Harrickle well-deserved headlines there, Gary, but very poor tackling by Parkland. Did not wrap up when they had him twice.
Dick, we have flies in here who have become walks. They don't fly anymore, they just walk around. From the 48, 2nd and 4. Scoreboard operator seeing more yards than we see. How about that? Bill Buse. Bill Buse just barreling downfield. Takes it down to the 20-yard line. 28-yard gain. Fedorovich on the tackle.
Parkland comes with 8 here, Gary. And he gets a great block at the line of scrimmage, and there's a lot of daylight.
The 11th first down by Northampton. The ball on the 20-yard line. Buse now, 12 carries, 63 yards. Oh my, what a ball game the Concrete Kids are playing. Harrickle, how about a little flanker around to Klein? And Klein will get about 5.
Well, you and I were talking at halftime, Gary. One of the things we said, what Northampton does may be limited, but what they do extremely well.
Stroll and Thomas will make the hit, and Dick, here it is again.
Look at that lead. Look at that lead, kick him out and take him down.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. The ball on the 16-yard line. Here comes Klein again. This time they go to Buse up the gut. Buse looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Marks on the tackle. No gain.
We talked about one of the most impressive things that Coach Johnson reminded us of last year, Gary, was how he changed from game to game, innovative, if you will. Remember, the one game I remember he totally changed and used Opplinger at the tailback instead of the front, the lead back. And it seems each game, as they're ready to defend him and scout him, it'll be something different.
You saw a very concerned Rob Miloski. He is in a tough ball game. Timeout called by Northampton. That's their first of the second half. 8:23 on the clock. Northampton up 10-7. And Dick, certainly, if you're going to give stars of the game tonight, you're going to start with that offensive line, then move to your defensive secondary, linebackers and guys like Eckloff at that outside linebacker, Harrickle, the hits he's made. Dick, here's that quick hitter, right up the gut to Buse. And Dick, they're not fancy or complex. No. It's a same sequence of plays.
It's fullback, that's all it is, sequential football. And it's all off a very basic set offense.
So a big play right here on a 3rd and 6 for Northampton. The ball at the 16-yard line. All right, we're going to go to the Leopard Straighter. And as we do that, first of all, look at the gap right here. And secondly, this is the play sequence they've used all night. Now we'll go with it. Stop it right here. Now, you see the guy coming here. That's the second option. The first option is right here. But look how everybody is blocking down, and watch that hole open up. Right there. And run through it, cut back against the grain, and you'll pick up maybe 28 yards. Harrickle keeps the football. He'll get inside the 15, down to about the 14. He'll only get 2, and he needed 6. Marks on the tackle.
I wonder if that was an audible. Might have seen an even defense and thought there was a hole up the middle that he could scamper.
Well, is there a bigger play in this football game than this one?
We'll see.
We've had plenty of big ones. 4th and 4 from the 14. Buse the lone setback. Trips to the top of your screen. Harrickle at quarterback. Here comes Klein. There goes Harrickle. He's going to run for the first down. He's got the corner. And he'll get knocked out of bounds. First down, Northampton on the run by Josh Harrickle. Great blocking again.
Oh, did they get good blocking on this one.
Dick, we go to the Leopard Straighter. We'll start it right here. It'll start with a fake to the fullback. Then you fake the end around. Now, immediately, Harrickle sees he's got blocking here. He's got plenty of Parkland people behind him. He's got the corner. Completely turned around was Fedorovitz, who was going with a pass receiver. And the ball is placed down at the 7-yard line. That was a gain of 7 yards. 1st and goal to go. Penalty flags come flying. And Bill Buse will say, look, guys, if you're going to blow the whistle, blow it sooner. Morano with the block.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Still first down, 5-yard penalty.
That was Morano with the false start. 5th penalty, 30 yards.
It's 1st and 12.
Yep, goal to go from the 12, yeah. The one area, Richard, where you don't want any penalties. Under 7 minutes. Harrickle rolls, drops it off quickly. Good defensive play. The catch made by Gabrilla. The hit made by number 14, Ryan Quilling, the quarterback. And there's going to be a gain of just a yard on the play.
Going to go tight. He just can go off the line of scrimmage and try to isolate. But great support. 3 white shirts take him down.
2nd and goal to go from the 11-yard line. Dick, how tired must Harrickle be at the end of a game?
He takes his hike over here on the sidelines between plays.
He's made how many hits tonight from his defensive position? And then he runs to the coach after every play and then goes in and runs a play, and he runs a lot. He's going to step up. Oh, he escapes the rush. He steps back, touchdown. Unbelievable. 11-yard touchdown run for Josh Harrickle.
How he split those 2 defenders.
All right, Dick.
Boy, let's get a good shot of this.
We're going to go to the leopard straighter and just keep your eye on this guy. This is not a running play. This is to be a pass play, fake it. Now, here's some room. He's in the pocket. Now he smells trouble, steps up right here, and then he just does all the rest on his own. Look at that move.
What an individual effort. That was certainly by himself.
5:49 left to go in the ball game. McCandless, his kick is up. His kick is good. 17-7 Concrete Kids. Don't go anywhere.
The fastest internet just got faster. RCN Mega Modem Mach 7 soars past the competition. It's way faster than DSL or any other cable modem. With download speeds up to 7 megabits per second, it's the fastest residential internet connection you can get. More speed means faster music and game downloads, faster surfing, faster telecommuting, you name it. Nothing's faster than RCN Mega Modem Mach 7. Call 1-800-RING-RCN to order now.
Josh Harrickle has thrown his first touchdown pass of the season to Seth Mull in the first quarter. Now he rushes for his 2nd touchdown run of the season. Take another look at it, Dick.
Well, Josh Harrickle is a converted running back. So he shows us some of his previous position movements here.
Dick, that was a 98-yard drive.
Ate an awful lot of clock, too, Gary.
Oh, my. 98 yards in 14 plays. Certainly the huge play, the 24-yard pass play when they were looking at 3rd and 7. On the great catch by Seth Mull.
Well, really, that is the entire difference in the scoreboard. Northampton has come up with the big plays when they needed them, and Parkland has not.
The kickoff by McCandless, end over end, and it'll be gathered by Benavich at the 22-yard line. And he'll try to go to the top of your screen. And he's got some black and orange shirts out in front of him, and he'll go down. Tackled by Steve Middich. The Trojans now have to work against the clock and the score. They're down by 10. And they will put the ball in play, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Good disciplined job by Steve Middich there. He stayed home. It appeared that the play is going to be sidelines away from him, and instead, he just stayed at home and forced that turn.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Got the 35 up on the scoreboard. Willing, he's going to try to run out of some trouble and does. And then he runs into some trouble. Williams hit him, but he wasn't the first one to crush him. It was Chris Hall, 72.
You had Parkland put a wide out. He got him into a one-on-one situation, guy, but the safety cheats over. I thought they were going to go to that wide out. Oh, straighten him up.
Ball at the 39, 2nd and 8. We're inside of 5 minutes. Dick, you have to go back to the defensive stand made by Northampton when Parkland got that great punt return. Oh, barreling in is Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson will put Quilling down. Back at the 31-yard line, a loss of 8.
A blitz is not just run. Perfect timing. Wait till the blockers commit, and then you're going to come free. And free he came.
Third and 15 from the 31. Actually, it should be 16. Passing situation, Quilling. Favorite receiver tonight's been Palumbo. Quilling back. He's looking. Fires over the middle. Off the hands of Palumbo. He would have come very close to getting the first down. Jim Zuber with the coverage.
He is open. It looks like Northampton goes into his zone. Quilling chooses to go across the middle in front of the deep defenders.
Dick, I think you have to go for it.
No? Oh, he's what, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
2 scores. We shall see.
Everybody wondering when Northampton may have beaten Parkland the last time. It's not over yet. 4 minutes to go. Quilling back. They need a big play. Taking it up top. Beyond the outstretched hands of Jake Palumbo. Northampton will take over on downs with 3:54 to go and a 10-point lead.
Oh, Tico Johnson said something, and I don't know if it went on the Parkland bulletin board or not, Gary, but he said after last week, Peaburg is the best team we'll face all year. Now, you don't know if that's going to get anybody riled, but we heard preseason that Peaburg is an outstanding football team. So a 23-7, isn't too bad going against them. And, of course, we always know how good Johnson and his staff are good at changing and innovating.
Now, don't turn the Eagles on yet. And remember, the NFL Network now on RCN exclusively on channel 163. Bill Buse barreling down to the 21-yard line. That should be close to a first down. Ryan Kuiper with the tackle.
Those splits.
And the scoreboard goes kablooey again. That's a gain of 9. 2nd and 1. The ball on the 22, and the scoreboard goes crazy again. We think there's about 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. We will have our Yakos player of the game. But, Dick, if this one stays where it is right now, the Yakos player of the game is going to be everybody that lined up for Northampton tonight. Because you could just go down the line, look at that offensive line, the defensive line, the backfield people, the receivers, the linebackers, the secondary people. I mean, you could not choose tonight one individual. This has been a team effort.
And one other thing, Gary, even players that were not involved. Even players that were not involved. In other words, they're wide out, splitting wide. That dragged some of the deep backs over for Parkland, and we found that fullback, Northampton fullback, hits the line of scrimmage, and there's no one left beyond there, and a short gain turned into a bigger gain. So even his sets and his splits have helped. I mean, Klein comes in with the numbers, and he's been a decoy practically all night.
NFL Total Access on the NFL Network. Playbook, which is a weekly X and O show that gives an in-depth look at NFL football. Coach Speak, a live whip-around show that features Monday press conferences from head coaches around the NFL. In their own words, the NFL's most successful and intriguing coaches and players tell their own stories. And the game of the week relives Sunday's most interesting games, while in the offseason highlighting classic matchups from years past. Only on RCN, the NFL Network, on channel 163. 3:34 on the clock. Dick, we've helped quite a bit here tonight. Not just not just with the broadcast, but with the clock. And Kathy Nealon out there. Eagle Eyes Nealon gave us Kathy time, 3:34.
I think Jimmy Haney said to his cohorts, hey, now we're going to keep time now.
You know what? I think I failed to mention Rick Kehoe is our director tonight. I think I failed to mention that. I'm in serious trouble. Tim Kafer on a Monday night at Master Control. Tim is a huge Eagles fan, so I'm sure we have some of his attention. Harrickle will run. Harrickle will get the first down. Tackled on the play by Gallagher, but Harrickle will get it inside the 20 to the 18. He'll gain 4 yards. First down, number 13.
Okay, when you prep for a game, that scouting, that week you prep, you always, filter on the big names, lock in on the big names. And we said he did it with Opplinger and Pammer last year. And I remember another time we came up here, we couldn't find Pammer. He was in the slot. He was a wide receiver. And he's done it tonight with Klein.
Yeah, he hides Klein for sure. Buse the ball carrier. Well, he's going to be sore tomorrow. He has got some hard yards. We'll give you his numbers in a moment. Tackled on the play by Michael Fay. The gain is down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 6 by Buse.
Klein's biggest efforts has been going in motion tonight. He's tired from that. That's just a great coaching job.
78 yards rushing for Buse tonight. And Dick, you're right. I mean, when you look at what Klein has done for this team, 173 yards against Stroudsburg, 133 against Phillipsburg, and Dick, they just decided to change everything around for tonight's ball game.
Yeah.
Travis Dockett jumps off sides.
Still second down.
Gets in the hundreds rushing against Peaburg. He rips off their long touchdown, the only one of the night for Peaburg, and tonight he's used his decoy.
And the leading rusher tonight is Harrickle with 81 yards.
And you're getting a great game from your fullback.
16 carries. Two minutes to go.
I think they're keeping time on the field now, too. I saw Jimmy Haney.
Yeah, I believe they are. Although right now the clock is working.
Look at this.
Buse back into the secondary, down to the 7-yard line. A gain of 10. Quilling and Kuiper tackled. Dick, that's over 200 yards rushing.
Look at this.
208.
All done up front. That time, guard, center, guard.
First and goal to go from the 7. They're not interested in another touchdown. They're interested in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
You're on now, you're on.
Boy, if they would have played this on Saturday night, we could not have been here. Buse carries down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. And I would have hated to have missed this one.
Yeah, just, you hate to pick a star of the game, Gary, because they have shown all over. Take the numbers off and put a star on the jersey.
4-yard gain for Buse. From the 3, second and goal to go. What do you do here, Dick? Do you just take a knee or do you try to get the touchdown?
Oh, they're playing smart to put that safety valve back there.
They'll take the knee. Now that's a classy move by Tico Johnson. Buse now the leading ball carrier with 92 yards on 17 carries. Holy cow, 17-7, and that's a happy Josh Harrickle. And we could go down the list. They are a team loaded with stars in tonight's ball game. They're going to walk off this field with a 17-7 win over Parkland.
Well, most notable thing to me, Gary, you can't see. That's the game plan. I just thought they put one whopper together and stuck to it. and were able to utilize people in certain positions at what they do best and walk away with a decisive, maybe only 10 points, but a decisive win.
Boy, we hope that we've mentioned every guy that was somehow involved in the success of this game tonight for Northampton. And Dick, for Parkland, I think it had a great deal to do with the fact that this was a Monday night game. It's an odd night, and you just are a little bit out of sync. And there are the players of the game, everybody in black and orange.
Get them all.
And maybe the biggest player of this game was not a player at all. It may very well have been, as Dick hinted, it may have been Tico Johnson, Dick.
Oh, they put together some game plan and execute it. Anybody can put a plan together, Gary, but then to make it work. And with the tools that they had and the very few limited things they showed on offense and able to do it, that's real good.
Dick, I look back on 2 plays and then we'll get out of here. The fumble down at the goal line on the hit by Eklof and the fumble recovery on that play by Chris Gabrilik. And then, Dick, on the 3rd and long, looking at 3rd and 7, that unbelievable catch by Seth Mull. Take those 2 plays and twist them around a little bit, and maybe Northampton doesn't win this game.
Absolutely, especially when Parkland answered with that score in the 3rd quarter, a 7-minute march. And then things got dangerous, and then they came up with a big play.
Final score here tonight, Northampton 17, Parkland 7. Northampton goes to 2-1. Parkland goes to 1-2. And oh my, what does the rest of the Lehigh Valley Conference have in store for us as we go through the season? Remember, next week, Whitehall Freedom on Friday night, Allen Becca on Saturday, Richmond Lafayette Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock live from Richmond, Virginia. For Brian Ludroff, for Dick Tracy, Rick Kehoe, the entire RCN4 sports team, for all of us, we thank you for watching. Now you can go to the Eagles, 17-7 Northampton. I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.
Good evening, I'm Lee Levan, and this is an RCN Headline News, a local edition update for Monday, September 20th. Top of the news tonight, the Lehigh Valley was hit hard with flooding waters. Perhaps most heavily hit was the city of Easton. The Delaware River swelled to 31 feet, covering roadways and blocking bridges. A state of emergency was called in Easton Saturday. Flash floods destroyed several businesses and homes. Today, the Red Cross is providing assistance to many of the flood victims. More than 100 people in our area have reached out to the Red Cross. After the storm, some victims in Easton are still living out of the Red Cross shelters.
Easton was hit extremely hard, as was Bethlehem Township, but Easton more so. The Delaware
done so many of them. One of the tricks would be, as we look at Stefano Baldini of Italy, another guy, and there's Lee Bonju, all these guys with a lot of experience. Sometimes you'll go out and establish your lead, like say 30 seconds, then come back to 12 as Henrik has, maybe do it again, come back again to 12 seconds. So the athletes start to believe, well, he's going to go out and come back. he's going to come back. And then one time, you don't come back.
Henrik Ramallah, South Africa, leads. Large chase pack behind him as the marathon continues in Athens.
The games of the 28th Olympiad on NBC are brought to you by SBC, going beyond the call, by McDonald's, by Diet Coke, it's a Diet Coke thing, and by Saturn, people first.
So that's the offer on this Saturn Ion?
Yeah.
Good. So what's the offer when we factor in the catch?
Oh, no, sir, there is no catch.
What's the catch?
No, I'm serious, there is no
Right,
catch.
just tell me what the catch is.
Sir, there's no catch.
Wait, I'm sorry, refresh, what were we talking about? Oh, that's right, the catch.
Relax, you're at Saturn, Summer Drive. Get 0% APR financing or $3,000 toward your down payment on select Ion models. See your retailer for details.
Welcome to the positive side of no.
No.
There's a no inside all of us. No. Search for your inner no.
No way.
Embrace it. Repeat.
Nunca.
No.
Never, ever.
Never.
Jamás.
Saying no to my friends was impossible.
No.
But after trying the new McDonald's Chicken Selects, everything changed. These juicy 100% chicken breast strips with buffalo sauce are so out of this world that I gotta say no if I'm gonna have any.
Nada.
Women. They want to be strong and sweet forever. And they want to enjoy their calcium. One delicious Viactive Soft Calcium Chew twice a day has the calcium women need. Viactive. It's what women want.
You have headquarters in Seattle. Procurement in Denver. R&D in Dallas. And marketing in Miami. We can design, deliver, and manage your communications for all of them across platforms across America. Consider the dots connected.
Jim Lampley in our NBC Olympic studio. We are about halfway through the men's marathon right now, and we'll get you back to Tom Hammond and Marty LaCouri in just a moment. Coming up later today, after the conclusion of the race, gold medals to be awarded in boxing, including American light heavyweight Andre Ward in action seeking gold, as well as men's water polo and men's indoor volleyball. Should be very exciting. Now let's go back to the marathon. Marty and Tom.
Well, Jim, we have a new leader in the marathon. It is Vanderlei Lima of Brazil. While we were away, he passed Henrik Ramallah of South Africa. Here was the point at which Vanderlei Lima made his move, and the whole pack sort of absorbed Ramallah as Vanderlei goes by him to take the lead.
Well, you can see, look at the steepness of that hill. And that was the story. Now, Lima's not a guy you can take lightly. He's 35 years old. He's been first and second in the Tokyo Marathon as far back as '96, and as recently as this year won the Hamburg Marathon. So he has to be dealt with as a serious contender. Also won the Pan American Games twice, which would be hot weather racing.
As of a mile ago, at the 12-mile mark, the Americans, Meb Keflezighi, was 2 seconds behind, Alan Culpepper 10, and Dan Brown now 27 seconds behind the leader.
Well, the last mile pace was 5:24, but it's hard to get an idea what that means because they were running uphill. As you see, Keflezighi back in the pack, still staying relaxed. Halfway point now. Still somewhere around 2:15 marathon pace. Well within the capabilities of just about everyone in that lead pack. Exactly 1:07.23 for the half marathon.
So halfway to the Marble Stadium and the finish line in Athens with Olympic gold awaiting the winner. And Vanderlei Lima of Brazil moving away from the chase pack here at the halfway point. Runners follow that blue line through the streets all along the marathon course. That's how the course is marked. And if you don't think it's grueling, you ought to go out in your car and drive it and try to think about how the runners can run that far up those hills in the heat, at least when they started the race.
Well, we drove out there the other day to marathon, and I got to think this is a marathon where the athletes almost all stayed in Athens, so they had to get up before the race and drive over the course and look at those hills, look at that strip of black macadam as they got to the start. So often you have the perhaps luck of getting out of your hotel room and going to the starting line. You don't really have to look at what you're going to face in 20 minutes or an hour. But in this case, I'm sure that bus ride that they took to the starting line was a very quiet one as they concentrated on the task ahead.
A look at the leaders after 13 miles. And Vanderlei Lima with a double-digit lead now in seconds.
Once again, the crowd's really a lot bigger than they were for the women's marathon, and this, of course, is encouraging. But if you're an athlete with a race plan and you're keeping to your race plan, you can't let the fact that the crowds are juicing you up make you change the plan. Interestingly, we've seen 2 or 3 different athletes try to take a flyer off the front, and each time they have come back. Well, certainly there are some athletes who feel they're better runners on the uphills and are going to want to make their move on these uphills, and there are others like Paul Turgot with his long legs who think they're better runners on the downhill side. But so far, Vanderlei Lima has no other takers for pushing it on the uphill.
35-year-old Vanderlei Lima leading this chase group. Paul Turgot, see his presence running in the center there, the tall runner. But Vanderlei Lima leads it. 35-year-old Brazilian in front.
Could you please locate the complete medical records of Stephen B. Smith in Midville, Indiana?
Imagine a digital command center where a patient's medical history can be summoned up in seconds. Healthcare technologies from GE.
Got the scan.
Delivering digital medical information how it's needed.
Everything's going to be okay.
Fast.
Could you please find
the June 94 MRI of Tom Henry's liver?
GE. Imagination at work.
Are you ready for more? Get up to $1,500 cash back on the Kia Sorento, up to $2,500 back on Sedona, or 0% financing on a Monte. More cash in your pocket, more car in your garage.
Okay, audition in 2 weeks. Whiten your smile. No red wine, blueberry pie, coffee, tea. Got it.
Imagine a dental plan that makes you look more polished. Crest Vivid White Toothpaste. It can give you a noticeably whiter smile in just 14 days because it polishes away stains and helps prevent stains from returning.
Good advice.
Crest Vivid White, part of the Crest Dental Plan for healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Are you ready for more? Get up to $1,500 cash back on the Kia Sorento, up to $2,500 back on Sedona, or 0% financing on a Monte. More cash in your pocket, more car in your garage.
My name is Greg Hohensee, and I'm a master craftsman. I put my heart and soul into every piece of furniture I build. Before any piece leaves my shop, I make sure it's conditioned with Old English. I recommend that customers use Old English spray for the regular dusting and cleaning. Old English conditions while you clean and dust to bring out the natural beauty in your wood. And that's why I recommend to all my customers that they use Old English every day.
The Parthenon at sunset in Athens. And that's not far from the goal of the marathon runners. Earlier, over 100 of them towed the line in marathon over this ancient course run by Pheidippides in 490 BC. A large pack in the first part of the race in the hot conditions with the sun still high in the sky. Not everybody got their water. The Americans hanging in. And now the leader, the 35-year-old Brazilian Vanderlei Lima. That's his goal, the city of Athens. And into the Panathenaic Stadium for the finish. The two-time Pan American Games champion in his third Olympics, Vanderlei Lima of Brazil.
And look at that lead that he does have. Now, in the beginning of the race, the runners had a headwind, which was helping to cool them off. Now, the race course has angled a bit, and the wind has changed, and now it's more of a tailwind, which means it's going to be a little hotter for the athletes. But the sun is going down now. It has cooled off quite a bit. But the chase pack, still a huge chase pack. Stefano Baldini of Italy leading that chase pack.
There he is.
Paul Turgot right behind him.
Yeah, Baldini in the white and Turgot in the red singlet, the tall one on the left. 21 seconds now separating Lima and that chase pack. Lima in his third Olympics, he was 47th in Atlanta, 75th in Sydney.
Well, as I said, at 35 years old, with a win at the Hamburg Marathon this year, he's got to be taken seriously. But the men have not finished the last of the climbing, and I don't think there's any reason to really panic or get too excited until the final hill has been climbed and the downhill slope to the finish begins.
Meb Keflezighi is the top American. You see the back of him there with that white hat on and the white singlet. Alan Culpepper's 30 seconds behind, and Dan Brown now 40 seconds behind the leader. There's Meb Keflezighi.
Looking very relaxed, as he has from the time the gun has gone off. He is at the top of his game at this point. Won the 10,000 meters at the Olympic trials. Probably had it been a cooler night and had he not had the Olympics in his sights, he might have been able to lower his American record at 10,000 meters. As I said earlier, Dina Castor told me last week, even before she ran her race, one of the things she wanted to talk about was what great shape that Meb Keflezighi was in.
He's the leading American so far. As they continue through the suburbs of Athens, heading for the inner city in the shadow of the Acropolis to finish the race. And by the time they finish, it should be dark.
Should be dark in the women's race. What a dramatic finish. It was dark.